Hello again, and once again, this week we are celebrating Intercultural Week. And today with me, I've got members of the Philippines community. I've got Bernadette with me. Hello, Bernadette.
Hi.
And
Nice to
I've
meet
got
you,
Bless.
Sarah.
Hi.
Same here, Bernadette. And we've got Bless as well from the Philippines community. And
Hello.
representing Malta, we've got John and
Hello.
Andreas.
Hello.
Both of them, hello, Andreas. Both of them are representing the Salesian oratory in Sliema. So basically, I'm gonna start maybe with the Philippines community in Malta. Maybe you can give us some information about your country in reality. Who would you like to go? Bless or Bernadette, maybe? In the meantime, I'm going to show some photos as well um, that relate to your country of origin.
Should I start?
Yeah, go ahead, Bless. You can start.
Um, so, map of the Philippines. It consists three islands, which is the Luzon. The color blue is the Luzon, and then the orange is the Visayas, and then Mindanao is on the below there. And then the national flag of the Philippines. It was made
Okay.
in 1897. The first use of the flag was May 28, 1898, after the battle between Filipino revolutionaries and Spaniards troops. A white triangle symbolic of liberty, golden sun, and the three golden stars standing for the three main areas in the Philippines of Luzon in the north, Visayas in south, and Mindanao main southern. The eight sun rays were for the provinces where the original the Spanish revolt had broken out. The royal blue on the flag represents willingness to sacrifice oneself for freedom over scarlet red for courage. Jose Rizal um, is the hero of the Philippines because in the history he wrote two novels, No Limit Tangere, Touch Me Not, and El Filibusterismo. The filibuster, which started the rebel against Spain. He gathered people and formed a movement called Liga Filipina, known as Reform. As a result, Rizal was arrested and executed to the Pita on Mindanao. He was accused of supporting the revolutionaries, supporting the revolution, although he did not, and he was executed on 30th December 1896. Spaniards Ferdinand Magellan and Roy Lopez de Villalobos. Ferdinand Magellan, who discovered the Philippines in March 1521. He tried to convert Filipino to Christianity, but he didn't succeed because one of the chief in Mactan, Cebu city called Lapu-Lapu did not agree on, and so they had a battle with him in Mactan, Cebu. And he was killed, which stopped the Spanish expedition. However, in 1543, Roy Lopez de Villalobos, before a permanent Spanish colony had established, he named the Philippines Las Islas Filipinas, which means, when it's translated in English, the Philippines Island. And one of the churches in the Philippines is Simala Shrine, which is very popular, was built for religious purposes. It's located in Cebu, which was built in 1998 by the Marian monks from Pampanga. The church had done a miraculous events which they found shedding of tears of the Mother Mary's image. Since then, the church became popular for the Catholic devotees to offer their prayers, devotion, and the hope that each petition and devotion will be answered. And for the other non Catholics, they are visiting for adventure and curiosity purposes only, due to its amazing structure and architecture of the shrine. That's it.
So the Philippines are mainly Catholic. Did I understand that
Yeah,
well?
most of the population religion is Catholic.
Okay. John or Andreas, would you like to give an introduction to to your community? Who would like to go?
I'll go first.
Good.
So, the Oratory is an organization which allows all different ages of youth, different ages, to come and help them grow and become better persons in life. Um, we are we are situated in Sliema. The organization this organization involves various activities church, like masses, playing, prayers. It's a mix of everything, and it's like our second family. This organization, so it helps us be ourselves and know in which direction we're moving. The oratory is divided into two sections. The junior section, which has ages from 6 till about 13 years old, and the senior section, which goes on from 14 to an age of 25, 26. Um, but we all try to come together as one big family. The oratory has helped me. I've been attending the oratory for 7 years now. It has helped me grow as a person, and also helped me become the person who I am today. Our logo, as we have our logo, and our logo represents the four pillars, because our theory is based on four pillars: church, school, home, and playground. Um, and we always try to always emphasize on what the aims and goals of this solitary.
So we've seen the logo and it has circles in it, and these represent the four pillars of what the oratory works upon. Bernadette, I have a question for you. Maybe you can mention what kind of activities you organize here in Malta as a Philippine community.
Well, actually, here in Malta, although I'm not really part of any group here, but I observed that we have a lot of different groups in Malta, and the activities that we had, I think, I'm not sure if it was last year or no, not earlier this year, but every year we celebrated the Senior Santo Niño de Cebu, which is like
Mm-hmm.
we have a small like a saint, as Santo Nino. And
Okay.
apart from that, yeah, in Philippines actually, apart from that, we have a lot of saints, and we celebrated different kind of saints and different time of year.
And
Yeah,
how do
this
you
as far as
celebrate them? How do you celebrate
like
them?
like a feast with dancing on the street, singing, and having a parade with the small, with the Santo Nino mainly. With
Okay.
mass, first started with a mass, we have a holy mass, started with that, and then after that we have like a parade or a procession, and then when it go back to church, then we have like after that we can have a dance parade and something like that.
Nice. John, do you see any similarities in the feasts they celebrate and the way we celebrate our feasts as well? Maybe you can mention how
Um,
you celebrate the feast related to Salesians.
yes, we mainly have two feasts. One obviously is Don Bosco's feast, since he is the founder of the oratory and what we believe in, and the other is May Help of Christians, which we celebrated recently, although in a different version this year. Um, we do the same. We start with Mass and celebrate it with Holy Mass, and then afterwards we have different atmospheres. Ours consists mainly, for example, of Don Bosco's feast, which is in 31st of January, where after Mass, we organize different events every year. Basically, our committee organizes different activities depending on what they think is best. And mostly since it's in between exams, they try to organize weekends, for example, because they finish exams, so we can stay for a weekend and enjoy time together to celebrate the feast together. We sometimes also have tournaments, volleyball tournaments, football tournaments, depending on what we feel that is the right spirit to celebrate the feast.
So somehow you're saying that you celebrate yourselves as well during the feast, right?
Yes, in a way. Even though we enjoy the feast and we commemorate the feast of Don Bosco or of Mary Help of Christians, we still enjoy the company together and apply Don Bosco's teachings by using one of his pillars, which is playground. We use them all mainly, but on that day we use church and playground as one of the two important aspects.
Bless, I'm going to turn to you now. Is there something which you can say maybe is similar here in Malta to the Philippines? I can't hear you. Just give me. You're on mute. It's okay. Now we can hear you.
The most similarity, I would say, that because most of the Filipinos here in Malta are Catholics, so it's easy for us to connect, and it's always when there's an event and organizing, the church always help us with the Maltese community or Maltese parish or priest, sorry, and I think because I would say Malta is a what do you call it? I don't know. Sorry.
Let's ask you another question. Is there anything in particular which you can really identify with and say, this really makes me feel that I come from the Philippines? Maybe a particular tradition, maybe, well, in reality, I don't know what the language is. Maybe you can speak a bit and tell us what you're saying.
Okay, yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Some of the words in Maltese are actually have similarity to Tagalog because our language is mix of Spanish and Latin, so it's some of them are very similar, like Italian words that you have mixed in your Maltese language, and we have them as well.
Like for example, can you say, my name is Bless and I come from the Philippines, so we know what it sounds like?
Okay, ang pangalan ko ay si Bless. But like what I mean, some words like table in us is called mesa. I think it's similar to Italian or Spanish.
Okay, in Maltese it's meda. So there is somehow the m sound. Andreas, I'm going to speak to you now. I don't know if you have any questions for the time being to address to Bernadette or Bless.
Not at all yet.
Okay, but would you like to share with them maybe a particular tradition that we have here in Malta?
A particular tradition that we have here in Malta mainly is our feasts, where on Sundays when we celebrate feasts we gather as a community of different localities. People gather up to celebrate their feast. Different youths, different people, and then in the evening there's the procession with the statue of the patron of the community, um, and they end up by uh, by the patron entering the church. That's the main tradition, I think. The feasts, the way we celebrate our feasts in Malta.
Mm. Bernadette, what do you think about the feasts in Malta? Have you ever been to one?
Uh, hmm. Well, the feast in Malta is similar to what we have in Philippines because first we are as well Catholic country or Christian. They said it's the only Christian nation in Asia, and mainly we are in Catholic. So the feast that we have that you have here is mostly like similar to what we have in Philippines. Like
Mhm.
even the normal mass and the Sundays and all these kind of things. Because since we are both Catholic, like for me, it's like almost the same, you know.
So,
But
Bernadette, earlier you mentioned something about food and taking into consideration what we're talking about now. Like, for example, during Lent, what do
hmm,
you eat? Do you stay away from meat, for example? Do you eat meat during Lent? Or,
well, my grandfather, my late granddad, he is a very strict Catholic, but we don't have a restriction when it comes to food at home. But I know that some Filipinos, they really observe about the food. So during the Lent time, like, you know, from Sunday, like Holy, how do you call it? Monday, no, Monday until Holy Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, like that whole week up to Black Saturday or
mhm,
Sunday, people are not allowed to have some meat, especially red meat, you know. So
uh-huh.
it's up to you really if you want to to consume meat or not. But
Okay.
with my family, we can do anything.
Uh-huh. And what is your favorite Filipino dish?
The Filipino dish we have pancit, which is like a rice noodles. Um, this pancit you can mix with veg meat as well. When it's like you have to stir fry the pancit, you know, and you can mix with meat, any type of meat you want, and any type of veg you want. But mainly, you have cabbage, carrots, and for the meat we use like pork. You can put as well chicken and shrimp if you want, and mix them and stir fry. And this dish, it's always present in any Filipino occasion like birthdays or baptism, even wedding. So this one is like one of the most important dish we have because people used to say, okay, pancit represent long life or long relationship. That's why it's a noodles. It's a long string of noodles.
Okay, so there's an association to it. And do you
Yes,
use
but
pork
I'm not
or
sure if it's
chopsticks
really
to
true
eat?
or not. Sorry.
Do you
I'm not
use
really sure if it's true. Sorry, go ahead.
do you use chopsticks to eat as well, or
No, we use just the fork.
okay? So because I know that Philippines is related to Asia, and many when they think of Asia, they think of chopsticks, you know. And I thought
Yes.
maybe
No, but in Philippines we don't use chopsticks. We use a spoon and fork for
that's good
meat.
to know. So just in case I travel to the Philippines, I'm sure that I will be safe in eating then when it comes to eating. I don't know if John and Andreas have any questions to ask to you.
Yes, I have a question to ask to
Go
them.
ahead, Andreas.
How did you find adapting to the Maltese lifestyle, and how did you find the Maltese community? Was it helpful or was it difficult to, as a community, to get used to?
So who's going to answer this? Bless or Bernadette?
Yeah, I can answer it. Well, at first, my first 1 month here in Malta, when I was new, I had a culture shock. But then after times, goes along, because I came here to study formally, I started here, so it helps me um, adapting Maltese culture, Maltese language, and communicating with the Maltese community through schools, since I go to schools here since secondary, and having Maltese friends, and going out to their popular sites like Indina, Valletta, and Marshall's Slag, all those places, and learning their um, culture, history, and learning their language at the same time.
Good. I don't know if you, Bless or Bernadette, have any questions for John or Andreas.
Can I ask?
Sure.
So, when you see an Asian person, what comes to your mind first? Is it like Chinese right away, or do you know what type of nationality they are, how they look like, how their accent maybe, how they dress?
John?
I think since nowadays many people travel, it doesn't really affect us that much. But yes, we do connotate some aspects to certain countries, but mainly we don't connotate everything, since many people travel nowadays, so we cannot really say from where he is. So speaking from my end, I try mainly to speak to them first and um, see to get to start a conversation. Also, members from different authorities, also from other countries, come to Malta, and they try to find a Salesian community. So when they do, we try to greet them, and we try to find a common way to um, play and have fun with each other. So we don't connotate many things to the country.
Good. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, so this was the last question for you guys. I would like to really thank you for being part of this short session that we had together in order to celebrate Intercultural Week. And I hope that both of your communities keep on working and integrating together, and maybe this will be the start of a new relationship as well. Maybe Bless, you can start going to the oratory, and Andreas and John, why not attend to Filipinos activities as well? So I thank you very much, and I wish
Thank
you
you.
all a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Ciao.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.